Here are some of his demands: full security for himself and his family, press control that will be coordinated by Buckingham Palace, and finally, for his wife Meghan Markle to be treated as Her Royal Highness, complete with bows and curtsies. So people are supposed to bow and curtsy to Meghan Markle. Absolutely not.
And from everything that everybody tells us, William's not interested in any reconciliation. You've got the Meghan factor. I'm still of the belief, and I haven't changed my opinion on it, that this woman will never set foot back in this country again.
Meghan Markle is hiding in the shadows again, this time making outrageous royal demands through Prince Harry, who's acting as her spokesperson to deliver them to the royal family. But these demands are so insane that just hearing them is enough to make you stop in your tracks.
But he's also outlining a list of the most ridiculous demands about what he expects from the British royal family, what he expects from the monarchy.
Imagine demanding positive press coverage when every single thing you do or say turns into a scandal. What exactly would they report? Stick around until the end because you'll want to hear how Prince William reacted to Meghan and Harry's latest stunt. It looks like Meghan and Harry have been desperate to get back into the headlines after fading from the spotlight, and they're doing it by any means necessary. Harry has even been accused of trying to bully King Charles into a meeting so he can present Meghan's carefully curated list of demands.
Bully boy Prince Harry is using his usual tactics to try and force the king into a meeting in London.
And as a prelude to this supposed meeting, rumors have been swirling that Harry is demanding a formal apology from the royal family for how he claims they treated him before leaving. If that isn't outrageous enough, I don't know what is. Some reports say he dropped the demand, but based on how he's acting, it's obvious he hasn't dropped a thing.
Because it's not only the apology, which he is still demanding. Do not believe the rumors that suggest he has removed that demand for an apology, because Harry is so pig-headed and arrogant and stubborn when it comes to that I don't think he'll ever remove the demand for an apology, even though one, trust me, is not going to be forthcoming.
But that's not the only demand on the table. Before meeting King Charles, Harry insisted that Meghan be treated as Her Royal Highness. Meghan Markle, who walked away from royal duties and publicly declared she wanted nothing to do with the monarchy, is now demanding bows and curtsies when she walks into a room. Not just from royal staff, but even from members of the royal family themselves.
3 is that Meghan has got to be given the HRH, which is Her Royal Highness. And everybody's got to, from now, curtsy or bow to her. Now, she's done absolutely nothing apart from moaning for 72 days when she was there. She hates the royal family. She won't do anything that's helpful.
Harry reportedly told insiders that even though Meghan officially stepped down, the respect and recognition that come with HRH should still be hers. Essentially, they want all the perks of royalty without any of the responsibilities. These two have become delusional.
Right? You're real royalty, and you have to bow down to this like ex-duchess who traipses around a kitchen doing flower arrangements on Netflix. That's like bowing down to one of the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to bow down to Meghan Markle as Her Royal Highness. Y'all left the royal family. For Prince Harry to come in with all of these demands, it shows you that they're both delusional. Meghan Markle's delusional, Prince Harry's delusional. They're cuckoo crazy.
The moment this demand came out, social media lit up. One comment stood out above all. For someone who mocked the queen with that fake curtsy, she now expects people to bow to her. She's mad. That single comment opened the floodgates. People remembered the scene in Meghan's Netflix show where she openly mocked the queen's tradition of curtsying, with Harry sitting right beside her smiling.
It was like that. Like, I curtsied as though I was like, pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
But now, the tables have turned, and suddenly she wants the very thing she once ridiculed. If you thought Meghan's HRH demand was outrageous, wait until you hear the next one. Harry has reportedly told royal insiders that when he, Meghan, and the children come to the UK, they should receive full, taxpayer-funded security. And not just the basic level of protection either. We're talking about the kind of ironclad security usually reserved for working royals, dignitaries, and heads of state.
One is that his father got to pay out of his own money protection for 4 of them. He wasn't allowed this in the courts because he's no longer a working royal. Number 1.
Harry insists that he will not foot the bill. He expects King Charles, his own father, to pay for it all. In other words, Harry is saying if the king ever wants to see his son, daughter-in-law, or grandchildren, he'll have to pay for the privilege. It's less of a request and more of an ultimatum.
Harry doesn't want another trip where he feels unprotected and exposed. He wants ironclad guarantees, not vague promises. Security and privacy are non-negotiable.
This is the same Harry who famously said he wanted to escape the goldfish bowl of royal life, the constant security and surveillance, the endless protocol. He chose freedom, privacy, and independence when he moved across the Atlantic. Suddenly, privacy doesn't look so appealing when it comes with a big dose of reality. And here's where fans were quick to point out the hypocrisy. People still remember that bizarre incident not long ago when Harry was spotted wandering the streets of London, banging on strangers' doors without a single bodyguard in sight. No one forced him to ditch security that day, and clearly he felt safe enough to walk around unprotected. So why, all of a sudden, is security now non-negotiable?
Prince has been caught on camera knocking on wrong doors as he searched for a mate's house in London. And look, the pictures are just quite fascinating, I'd say.
And then came the most shocking demand of all. Meghan and Harry want strict press control to stop negative coverage. Yes, the couple who have made careers out of scandal suddenly want the media to portray them in a glowing light. Considering their past behavior, this demand is not only impossible, but laughable.
Press control that will be coordinated by Buckingham Palace. And finally,
1. Number 2, the Buckingham Palace have got to deal with the press, any photographers, because they don't want anything that's not friendly and warm. This is for Meghan.
Royal insiders were left stunned when these demands surfaced. And when they reached Prince William, he was reportedly furious. He strongly rejected the idea of Meghan being treated as HRH, reminding everyone that she is no longer part of the royal family. So what on earth would she need that title for?
And your other son, who is the future King of England, really doesn't want it.
To prove his point, Prince William reportedly reminded everyone of the Wallis Simpson precedent. For those who don't know, Wallis Simpson married King Edward VIII after he abdicated the throne, and even though Edward desperately wanted her to have the HRH title, the Queen at the time refused. If Wallis didn't get it, Meghan certainly won't either.
No, it's not going to happen because we have to remember, Dan, the late Queen, the Queen Elizabeth, she did not allow Wallis Simpson to get the HRH despite the, the king, I always forget his name, Edward VIII, wanted her to have the HRH on his dying bed. He wanted Wallis Simpson to have the HRH, or to be called that, and the Queen said no.
This isn't just about a title. For Meghan, HRH status would mean power, recognition, and most importantly, control. She wants the royal family and the public to see her as someone on par with senior royals. Even though she abandoned those duties years ago, it's less about tradition and more about ego.
Situation, no, you're not going to get the HRH. You haven't even earned it, let alone think about giving it to you. What? You left. It's ridiculous.
Prince William, for one, is said to be furious. Reports suggest he's disgusted by the idea and made it clear that Meghan cannot and will not be treated as Her Royal Highness. He knows the monarchy's credibility is at stake, and granting Meghan what she wants would make the institution look weak and inconsistent.
Where it's at, the future is with William and Catherine. The lead should be followed by what is the future, not what could destroy the monarchy, right?
But Harry doesn't seem to care what William thinks. He's barreling ahead, trying to force a meeting with King Charles to present Meghan's demands in person, pressuring his father into what he's calling a peace summit.
The summit was planned. We know that the briefing to Chris Buckton and the Daily Mirror about the fact that this meeting is going to happen was an attempt to bounce King Charles into hosting this meeting. It's all so transparent.
Here's the problem. If Charles agrees to meet Harry, it could look like he's siding with Harry against William, the future of the monarchy. And that is a dangerous position for the king to be in.
If King Charles goes ahead with the meeting, with his eldest son making it absolutely clear that that will have repercussions on him and repercussions on the royal family, unfortunately, it will look as if Charles has chosen a side.
Yeah, it'll look like he has opted to side with Harry and not with William. And William is the one doing the right thing and all the good things that he and his wife are doing.
These demands were supposed to remain confidential, but Meghan reportedly leaked them as part of her strategy to manipulate the narrative and paint herself and Harry as the victims of the royal family. This only adds to the accusations that Meghan is pulling the strings, while Harry plays the role of messenger. From pushing for their children's titles before the royals even announced them, to allegedly gaslighting Harry, Meghan's fingerprints are all over these moves.
Even around the naming of the children with their titles that she put out on social media to have, the names be known that they're now prince and princess now. That's what Meghan does. We've seen her do it, and she'll continue to do it.
So the question remains, will King Charles cave to these outrageous demands just to see his son after 20 months? Or are these demands as good as dead? And will William's objections carry more weight in this royal tug of war? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy royal drama. See you in the next video.